And to Nigerians, if someone has run your establishment for decades and given you a reputation that you now have, a grass reputation, what would you infer? You would deduce that whatever you experience, wherever you have found yourself, is a function of the ingenuity of such fellow, the probity of your manager. Nigerians, look no further. We are narrowing down on the sources of our problem, and I once told you that the judiciary is the major source of your problem. The battle has become between the fathers who instituted the wraths and the children who are bearing the brunt of their decisions, their actions that has earned you the reputation you have in the Committee of Nations. If you told the same part of your fathers, if you don't fight, your children will not criticize you as we criticize our fathers now. They will curse you. They will disown you. Redeem the country. Redeem what is left now, before it's too late. What you call the public opinion or the court of public opinion represents to a large extent the will of the people. Dele Farotimi cannot apologize to anyone until he's given the opportunity to prove himself beyond every doubt. Allow Farotimi to prove himself, to argue his case, to defend himself. Release Farotimi now. They lock up an innocent man and produce several judgments against him. They have asked that he be deroged, that he be removed from the list of legal practitioners in Nigeria. But what an unholy desire. Farotimi defend me, yet you give him no opportunity. You allow him no defense. Proving his assertions because you are big. So big than Nigeria that you have paid your dues. And many others on the other side of your rights haven't. True expertise and fleets of judgments you have. Unleashed several punishments. Stop the sales of the book. Unfortunately, it's in their laptops, it's everywhere. We need to know how we got where we are. And if there are no truths in them, we will drop them. That is not enough either. Then I want the proceeds of the sales of this book. You still want to partake of the crime you allege. Our children want to know how they have been dispossessed of a happy Nigerian heritage. Yet they won't have their Ariwa, their Oduduwa, or their Biafra heritage. They want to know how their Nigerian dream ended in the pockets of a few high and mighty. Those who are the law and have continued to rewrite the laws with their logic, to put down their logic as the laws of Nigeria, pushing them down the throats of the Nigerian people in series of media presentations, invites, explanations, and what have you. Media conditioning that further erode our trust and our belief in the land, the country that will one day house our bones. We need to share this book. Nigerians that have e-copies, keep sharing this book. We need to know what they are after. We need to know what they are hiding. We need to know what they are aggrieved about. As if the shenanigans is not enough. They want to determine Dele Farotimi's fate as a legal practitioner. Determine his stay in his chosen career. Determine what he desires to become in this life. They rope Dele Farotimi so that they can have the leeway to hold sway, to have their way in their wraths. What else can you do? Of course, the plan that Dele Farotimi talked about is in full glare. The plots of those who will peddle the conditioning in the name of SANS, senior lawyers, have been creeping out little by little before our very eyes. Listen to some of them.
So it's a matter of where the person who is allegedly defamed resides or elects, or where the publication is brought to his attention, that can come, that has jurisdiction. So jurisdiction is limitless. It is not confined to just the place where that book was published. If you write something defamatory about me in America and I get to read it in Lagos, I can't exercise my rights in Lagos, Nigeria. So in this case, that book having been widely published and widely read, and the complainant in this case, the nominal complainant, Chief Afe Babalola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, is resident in Ekiti, and that is where he had become aware of this alleged defamatory comment. What then was his choice? That is his domicile. So he lodged a complaint. Again, that takes me to the issue of whether it's criminal or civil. Under the Criminal Code Act, it is a criminal act. There's criminal defamation. And then there's a civil defamation, which also can run pari passu. In the criminal defamation, Chief Babalola, or indeed any person who lays a complaint, is at best a complainant. He has laid a complaint about criminal defamation, and which body is empowered to deal with criminal issues? It is the police and indeed other law enforcement agencies who can investigate and elect to prosecute or not prosecute. If they find merit, they proceed to prosecute. They could also prosecute directly or through the Ministry of Justice. In this case, the police, being so empowered, have elected to go on direct prosecution, both under the Cybercrime Act and under the Criminal Code Act, because the matter before the Court of Advocacy, the High Court, is charged under the Cybercrime Act.
Jurisdiction is limitless, they say. And exercise your rights from anywhere. The way Babalola has gone about it. If you're in America, you can come and adopt somebody in Nigeria in the name of enforcing your rights from anywhere. You may not pass through the hierarchy of authority and procedures. If you're in Abia State and someone does something you don't like in Abuja, jump from Abia State. Use the police in Abia State. Move into Abuja, lift the person and move to Abia State and continue prosecuting the person there without recourse to the Nigerian police as instituted in their modus operandi. Even if I'm not in the police, I understand that you cannot enter another territory without informing the powers that be, that control, that are in charge of that territory. Even if you want to operate there, you have to go through them. No. Babalola is an authority. He didn't pass through the police in Lagos State because Nigeria functions as a federation. The states are appendages. No, you should not recognize the police in Lagos State and go through them. You should, from wherever you are, come and enforce whatever nonsense. So the police have done their investigation directly. These people don't listen to themselves. When they want to wriggle out of the mess they created, they will twist everything to get themselves out of the mess in the moment without thinking of long-term implications, without thinking of the effects and the things they are instituting. That is how we got here. Look at all the mess happening in our political scenes. It is one big man who felt that he can twist the methods to achieve an immediate end, not minding the ripple effects. And everybody followed. This is why we're here. Babalola once more is setting a precedence that will consume the whole nation. So if somebody annoys you, you can go directly from wherever you are, use the police, they will start prosecuting you directly as they so choose. Boycott the state authority and do whatever they like, kidnap you. Until people find where you are. This is not acceptable, and we will not buy into these lies in the names of science. Nigerians are going to be using this police to prosecute you directly if you keep quiet on this one. Blah, 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 blah.
To the subject of discourse, it is very unfortunate that, a petition or a book, has been written, without ensuring that the book is properly situated within the permissible parameters of the law. It is even demeaning, of the entire legal profession that a member of the profession would, write things that are not legally sound, factually correct, and unfortunately, in the age of social media, this this book is now being paraded as as something that people should read. A book that is full of lies and falsehood. I've read the book, and I find it demeaning that a member of the noble profession, would put this kind of thing together. It's a different thing if you're just an activist, you don't know the law. But a man who knows the law should endeavor, to observe minimum decorum when you are writing, to ensure that you keep within the framework of the law. Not identifying, not targeting or attacking, personalities who have built their reputation over the years. It is not only about Chief Afe Babalola who has been attacked. The entire profession has been attacked. The justices of the Supreme Court have been attacked. And sadly enough, reading this book, even an elementary, a law 101 student will know that many of the things that are written in this book are not factual. They're not legally founded. So, it's not about David and Goliath fighting. No, this is an attempt to rubbish the legal profession. A noble profession. You don't write things when you have no, when for example, I'm aware that Chief Afe Babalola was not involved in the conduct of all this particular case that this young man wrote about. Of course, his law office handled cases and so on. How many of the cases handled by his law office will he be personally involved in? I'm aware that it was only when this case had been decided by the Supreme Court that the eminent chief, the foremost legal luminary, got involved in ensuring that the judgment of the Supreme Court is properly enforced. So I think it's not about Chief Afe Babalola. We must be careful about how we frame our questions. It's about whether an individual can just wake up and just write anything, and then sell it because of the freedom of the so-called freedom of expression.
Tell Mr. Blah Blah Blah. Tell Mr. Decorum to put his phone on silence at least the next time he appears on national television. When the judgment has been passed, he, Afe Balloon, or Babalola, will be to ensure that the judgment is well situated, the judgment of the appeal courts. Do you understand what this man is insinuating? When they have gotten to the highest of places, they bring those people that we have been hearing can collect billions to do the undoable. So when you hear that in the judiciary, they used to pay billions of naira. Who are those people they pay those billions of naira to perform miracles? We should be asking these questions. Afe Babalola has become an institution. He's in River State. He's in Ekiti State. He's in Abuja. He's in the north. He's everywhere in Nigeria that Dele Farotimi will turn to. And they have mastered every plan to tie his hands to the back while they throw the punches. Nigerians will never give up on Dele Farotimi. No matter how you paint it badly and want it to look like he did the wrong thing, you will have to prove to us and show us the ways he did the wrong things, not by the blanket statements you people have made that he blasphemed the legal practitioner in Nigeria in general. You are not speaking for the totality of the practitioners in Nigeria. You are speaking for yourselves. You cannot ride on that sentiment to put Dele behind bars. Allow him defend himself. And if possible, you have to air the trial of Dele Farotimi so that Nigerians will understand what you mean by defamation. They are being threatened in our own countries by people who have institutionalized themselves. They are above the government. They are above the police. They are above the army and every other Nigerian law.
The name Chief Afe Babalola. Don't forget that Chief Afe Babalola is not just an individual. Chief Afe Babalola has become an institution in this country, whether we like it or not. I know that the office of Chief Afe Babalola has offices in different parts of Nigeria. In fact, they also have offices outside Nigeria. And I'm aware that the Ibadan office, which is the headquarters of the office, has instituted an action. I'm aware that the Abuja office, headed by a seasoned lawyer, has also instituted an action. The Lagos office has instituted an action. The various offices are working. That is why I expected that, the young man, in writing his book, would conduct adequate research to know who is doing what. Not just targeting this gentleman par excellence, the foremost legal luminary, Afe Babalola. It's an institution. You cannot just get up from nowhere and attempt to bring down such a renowned statesman, elder statesman, who has made so tremendous contributions to the development of the legal profession. So when you talked about some people filing, these different actions have been instituted by different individuals. Although the office is one, but there are different people running these different offices. If in their opinion, they want the input of the courts. They have gone to court in Ekiti. Some have gone to LPDC. Some have got filed some civil actions. I think, the legal system, I do not see any conflict. The legal system knows how to resolve all of these issues without one being contradictory of the other. Or like in the case of judges, where judges are involved, you have to go to the NJC and get the matter resolved by the NJC before a court of law can intervene. But when it comes to legal practitioners, there's no priority. In terms of where you go first, you can go to court where there's a criminal allegation, which is what has been done, to deal with the issue of criminal defamation, which is going on in Ekiti. Then some other people have filed an action before the Legal Practitioner Disciplinary Committee. So these different actions can exist concurrently. There is no rule of priority as to where you start first. What's important is that where any infraction has been found, where there has been a violation of the law, any of these processes, can be legally applied to ensure that,
Nigerian government, are you keeping quiet? What goes around comes around. Young people, if they will not fight to clean up the rots our country have become, you cannot keep quiet. Like I said, if you don't do anything now, your children would not just disown you, they will curse you tomorrow. Arise and speak up for the oppression. Arise and speak up for a country that we have no other to call home. A country that we can call our home. Arise. Watch out for Fautimi. Watch out. That was how they kept your heroes in their cages. Nnamdi Kanu is still in their cages. Several journalists have been in their cages in the name of defamation. Many that are unknown to you are in their cages with frivolous charges that they don't prove to the public. You have to sit up. You have to rise up. We have to demand accountability to a rascally government. Enough is enough. Nigerians deserve the right to live in a dignified manner other than the humiliations you give them all over the world. If you turn your back on Dele Fautimi, Nigerians, maybe because it is not your own hero that they are holding captive, or maybe because they haven't released your own hero, your hero will keep staying in the trenches and in their cages. We have to create an enabling environment to release every prisoner of conscience, every person that they have held in their cages this manner.